Don't sabotage for yourself by being that person that unknowingly does these mistakes that make people reject you. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to another episode. Ladies, today I really need to share these 5 common mistakes that I keep seeing ladies and obviously also people do out there that actually sabotage for their journey in the affluent community, but also in general. Let me dive straight into point number 1. And ladies, talk is cheap. One of those things that really put people off are those people who just talk too much, they try to impress, they brag, and in general they just talk a lot because they're so insecure. People really don't like that. They feel like, oh, this person is just too much. This person is just making too much effort of trying to be liked, and it just puts everyone off. I know that this might happen because somebody is insecure. Now, actually, I would say in most situations, it happens because of that reason, which is why, if you feel that this can be you, start thinking about, are you insecure? You need to work on your self-esteem. That should be prioritized as much as you should also prioritize to work on your self-confidence so that you don't have to kind of rely on these type of blunders. Number 2. People will reject you if you never return any favors. Now, relationships in general are all about a give and take. And for those of you who have heard me speak so much about networking, you know that I keep saying that the best networkers out there, they're the ones who always think about, how can I be of service to others? What can I do for other people? When you lead with that energy and that mindset, you are never going to be somebody that people feel like they're just going out of their way to do this, to do that, to be of service, but they feel like they're being used because they never get anything back. I know that it's nice to being well taken care of and to have, people help you out and do all these favors for you, but you really need to reciprocate in whatever way possible. Even if you don't have the same means to reciprocate, there are always things that you can actually do. And sometimes you need to think a little bit outside the box to understand what exactly you can offer and bring to the table. Number 3, people will reject you if you have bad breath. Now, ladies, I know that this might come as a bit of a shocker to you, but truly, a friendly reminder to all of those ladies out there, regular hygiene at the dentist. And we're talking every 3, 4, 5, or latest every 6 months. Don't cheat with those. Of course, brush your teeth, have mints nearby, and also have the courage to ask a close friend, maybe somebody you trust, do I have a stinky breath? No, but seriously, ladies, you just never know. It's one of those things that we don't pay attention to, or we can't really, smell our own breath. I mean, we could do this, but it's just not reliable. Point number 4. When you act cold, act snobbish, or simply look down on other people because you are too insecure. Again, we're back to the insecure topic, but the thing is that so many people are insecure, which is why so many people end up disliking them and rejecting them, because they end up acting foolishly. And number 4 is probably the biggest one on this whole entire list that will actually make you be rejected. People want warmth. People like a friendly face. People would like to see a smile from time to time. If you feel like you have a natural face which is a little bit more negative, then try and soften up. It's all about becoming aware of your shortcomings, but it's also about thinking, okay, I might have a few insecurities. I might come across a bit cold when I step into a room and I don't know anybody, and yes, people might think that I'm this big snob. Become aware of this and start working on this, and you will be able to fix it in no time the more awareness you have. In my program, Secrets of the Elite Woman, we actually talk about the method of awareness that I teach so much about in this program. It's one of those things that will really help you learn how to have awareness, so this way you will be able to improve those things that you really want to resolve. Number 5. When you are Mrs. Know-It-All. Don't we just strongly dislike all of those people who are Mr. or Mrs. Know-It-All? And I also think that that behavior stems from insecurity. And if you feel that you always need to have the last word, or you have the authority to the truth, or you're always there as a warrior of knowing what's right and everybody else is wrong. Ladies, this is not a very efficient way of communicating with other people. It's very important to be able to actually step outside of you for a second and look at things objectively. It's actually quite healthy to listen to other people's opinion and maybe think for a second that, you know what, maybe what they're saying is actually true. What I tend to say is that sometimes there isn't a right and wrong, and that's something that I want all of my Mrs. Know-it-all to think about. Be a little bit more flexible. Open up for different opinions. Don't always try to prove your own value by having right. It's okay to be wrong from time to time, and actually it's quite healthy because that will add a lot to your personal growth. If you can sometimes say, you know what, you're right, I was wrong. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you were wrong. Now, ladies, you have to watch my next video called 7 life-changing tips for my elegant ladies. There you will get even more nuggets that you must take part of. So make sure you hop onto that video because I will see you there.